Hi, and welcome to the Women Divers Hall of Fame 25th anniversary Voices Beneath the Waves. My name is Stephanie Miele, and I have the privilege of interviewing members of the Women Divers Hall of Fame monthly and learning a little bit about them and drawing inspiration from their stories. This month's guest is Sabine Kerkau. So please give me the opportunity to bring her in, and let's give her a warm welcome. Hi,
Hello.
Sabine.
Hi, Stephanie.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Thank you for this opportunity to talk with you.
Yeah, no, I've been excited. We have not met in person yet, but I do the research to see who I am interviewing, and in reading your bio and looking you up on the internet, I'm very excited about this and to learn more. So thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. So for the audience, I'm going to read a little bit of your bio, and then I'll get a chance to ask some questions. So Sabine is a technical wreck and mine diver, writer, and photographer. She has dived on several hundred wrecks down to 125 meters and has identified many new wrecks. She has been on expeditions to the HMHS Britannic and the HMS Victoria in Lebanon. She was an expedition member of the MineQuest 2 project in Newfoundland and was part of the founding team of the Baltic Sea Heritage Rescue Project in Lithuania, which is committed to ghost net salvage, wreck research, identification, and protection. So that's a lot. And I'm obviously a wreck diver, and I love picking brains. So the picture in your background, let's start there.
This is a Britannic.
Is it?
Yeah, it is. This was my dream to go there. I was starting diving 1986, and the first 10 years I was only a normal one single tank diver. Mm-hmm. But then I find the wrecks. The wrecks are my favorite, and I met people like Lee Bishop and Richie Kohler, who were diving the very famous wrecks like the Andrea Doria, Britannic, and I saw the films they bring from the raw material they bring from these wrecks, and this was I was so on fire. I start my technical diving career in 2000 for the reason to see the Britannic, but it needs 16 years. I was diving the Britannic in 2016 to come there, and but this was amazing. The things I did before, like the Victoria in Lebanon, also this was very, very good and nice, but the Britannic was like the Mount Everest on the wrecks. But then I had, in 2016, when I dived the Britannic, after so many years of waiting, I was not sure what to do after, because this was, if you got your goal, but in this year, I had my first dives in the Baltic Sea, and I find out the problems with the ghost nets, and I had the opportunity to dive many unknown wrecks. I was the first on these wrecks sometimes, and this is now my very my goal to clean the Baltic Sea from the ghost nets and to find more wrecks, 100, maybe sometimes 400 years old wrecks, like in the Great Lakes. They are perfect, in perfect conditions.
Oh yeah.
And you see these wrecks like they were going down 400 years before.
Yes.
So this is my story.
No, it's fantastic. And you mentioned the wrecks in the Great Lakes. Our sea sister Tamara Thompson,
Yeah,
she is discovering so many amazing things. She's an amazing educator, and I know that I don't know if you've had the opportunity to meet her
yeah,
in
we met.
person.
We met.
She's a wealth of information. So I would it I think would be amazing to sit down with both of you at some point and listen to your stories, because you both have that fire. Um, so let's start at the beginning. How and why did you get into diving?
Um, I love the water since I am a small child. In I don't know, we have a ocean uh, hero like Hans Hass,
Mhm.
Jacques Cousteau, and I met them. But in my childhood, my father gave me a present, a book from Hans Hass, and
Huh.
when I was 6, with stickers you can put in with fishes and everything. And this, I would like to see this in natural. And then I had the opportunity. My parents invited me for a trip to the Maldives in
Oh,
yeah 1986. And what will you do there? you The first week I was snorkeling, and then I got a tank and go down to 30 meter to see the sharks and everything. And yeah, this was the beginning. I was really really happy that I find that I find diving, that I could do this, because
yeah.
this starts to be the in this time it starts to be the most important thing in my life. um, I'm in my I, I'm working as a pharmacist.
Oh,
Uh, I was starting my study 3 years before I learned diving. So if I learned diving before, I think I would do another study. But it was too late. I spent too much time, too much money for this pharmacy, and then I decide this is my job. I earn my money with this job, but everything I earn and every time I can spend, I put in diving. So
it's a passion. It's a passion. And pharmacy school is very difficult. I have several friends that
yeah,
have studied for many, many years
yeah, yeah,
to become a pharmacist. So I can understand not wanting to shift
yeah,
when you have so much invested, but it's really nice to be able to see that you have that passion. For I think many of us, work can sometimes be stressful,
yeah,
and to be able to have that ability to leave work here and then do something that gives us fire and energy
yeah.
is quite lovely, honestly.
Yeah, and I changed. I was born in Germany, and I changed my country. So 20 years ago, I went to Switzerland, because here in Switzerland I have the opportunity to work 60 hours per week, and then I can travel 15, 16, 17 weeks each year for to do all the projects in diving. So yeah, it's in Germany this is not possible.
No, no,
Yeah,
I guess.
I think in the USA or wherever, it's also difficult to find opportunity like this, that you can.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, it is. It is. It's not what we consider part of the normal.
yeah,
So you having found that is quite special.
yeah. I was working hard for this, that I can do, that I can live my life like this, and
Yes.
I'm happy. I know that I'm happy.
Yes, and I think a lot of us are some of us are still trying to find that balance, and
Yeah,
it's sometimes hard with work and obligations, but also trying to figure out what is passion for each of us. And many of us, it's the water, And also, in addition to us having that passion, really trying to share that with others, especially the younger generation, so
Yeah,
they can figure out balance as well. And the more people that we get in our love of the water and the ocean, and I think that is better. But I am obviously jaded. I think it's very important for the young generation to be involved, but you
of
can't
course.
tell them. You have to invite them.
Yes, yes. Yeah, it is really, really important. And it's such a great work what the Women Divers Hall of Fame is doing to for the young women, that they bring this they give them the opportunity to do this, to come in to for training, for yeah, for everything. I really like this, and I'm really happy to be a part of this very, very great organization.
Me
They're doing
too.
great
I would
work.
agree. I agree. And understanding and spreading the word that there are so many scholarship and grant opportunities yearly for women and men. And it's I think I say this in every podcast, but
Yeah,
I personally find it amazing that in a male dominated sport, it is the Women Divers Hall of Fame that has raised nearly $1 million in scholarships. I
oh, yeah.
think that is
It's
phenomenal.
unbelievable. Yeah, it's very,
Phenomenal.
very, yeah,
So kudos to those that have put it together and continue to do so. Shirley Pomponi, I know, has
yeah.
championed this, and she has done an amazing job opening up opportunities to so many, and it's amazing to be part of that. Um,
I agree.
so you found a love of diving from the book that your parents gave you, and then going to the Maldives.
Yes,
So, and you mentioned in the beginning having the one tank. Where did
yeah.
you do your training for the technical diving? Tell me about that.
Um, when I start my technical diving, I the first courses I did in Germany, in German lakes, and I had a lot of trainings, a lot of courses. So I was doing also courses in Croatia. I was doing courses in Thailand for cave diving, and yeah, I, a lot,
A lot.
a lot.
So it sounds like it took many years for you to develop your craft and your skill to be safe
Yeah.
in what you're doing on the wrecks and in the mines. So
And also on
I
the net, also on the net. Now we are our organization with net recovery. We are partners of SDI TDI. My last course was last year, a course with SDI TDI, ghost net recovering from the yeah.
and
I,
so
I do a lot of courses still.
do you do any courses with Mark Powell? Do you train? Because I know he's very passionate about the ghost net.
Yeah, I know Mark very, very good, and this program, this course is from him.
Yep.
But I was trained from another instructor, but I know that yeah, he did this course. He's a producer of this course.
Yes, he was
Very
actually
good,
just in
very good.
Malta doing this because
Yeah,
there's obviously there's a lot of GhostNet there, and I
yeah.
know Cyprus. So we're just trying to spread the word to be able to take these nets. So you know what? Let me back up. For the
Okay.
audience that doesn't know what a ghost net is, can you explain what a ghost net is and why
Um,
it's not good?
Ghost nets are fishing gear, very, very big nets, 100-meter long, 50-meter deep, and they were lost during the fishing when they trawling nets, when they
Yes.
hang in a wreck or maybe on stones, and we have in the Baltic, all over the world, we have these ghost nets are 10% of the plastic garbage of the world. And you have these nets from the last 60 years are from plastic, and they need 400 to 600 years to go into microplastic. And you also have all this, you have arsen and a lot of poison things on this net. And this is very, very dangerous. And the other thing is, these nets are hanging on wrecks or on stones, or they laying on the ground, and they are still fishing. They are killing fishes. We have in the Baltic Sea, we have on all wrecks. We have also seals in this, a lot of seals, and we have birds and everything in these nets. And this is really, really terrible, because there is not much fish in our ocean. We kill everything, and this net still doing this. And we try to do something against. And this is also very, very dangerous for us, because we all know what is the problem with microplastic. But this net, they have a lot. They are standing like tents over the wrecks, because they have this I don't know, buoyant.
Yes.
Yeah, and they are standing. They're stuck in the wreck, and then they are standing like tents over the net, sometimes 10-20 meter over the wrecks. And when this one line break, they come back to the surface, but they are swimming under the surface. And then when you have a small boat or sailing ship or something, this net is going in the rudder or propeller, and a lot of accidents with small boats are from ghost nets.
Yes.
This is really dangerous.
Yes, I would agree. Thank you for explaining. Sometimes the audience is unaware, so the more that we spread this awareness, the better. Yeah. And these ghost nets, the term ghost is that it's swimming along and still fishing and causing death and destruction. So learning how to properly pull it without harming divers is a necessary learning technique. So thank you for what you're doing and helping to clean it up. It's important. So going to the mine diving, I personally have never done it, but it looks fascinating. Tell me about it.
Mine diving for me is very famous, because I can do it in the wintertime, and it's a little bit similar like wreck diving. I also like caves, but mine diving, if a mine close, it closes from one day to another. So they tell the people it's over, and then they close the door. They put down the pumps, and then the water is coming, and then this mine is forgotten. And then after 50-60 years, maybe you are the first person who dives there, and you find everything. You find the last maybe some Coca-Cola or some food with the boxes from the last mining people. And also you find a lot of instruments, a lot of things. Like in a wreck.
Yeah.
And we are working with a small museum here in Switzerland, and also when I was in Newfoundland for the MineQuest project, they gave us some. They tell us, take a look if there maybe is a locomotive, or if there maybe are the pumps still down. And this is really, really interesting to find all this, and to know you are the first who see this after they close the mine. It's really, really nice.
How did you get into that? How long have you been doing that, and how did you discover this?
Oh, I think it's now nearly 20 years that I do this. I have a friend in Germany, and he's the owner of two of the very famous mines in Germany. And he was inviting me before I did the first course and was showing me these mines. And then after I did these dives, I decided I would learn to do. Yeah. And now in wintertime, I was traveling around. I was in Sweden, in Tuna Asberg. I was in Poland in a uran mine. Like, this was very interesting. And also in an opal mine in Slovenia. And
Wow.
yeah, I was looking around. There are many very interesting mines all over the world. And we have here in Switzerland, we have one mine. This is a very big mine, and my team, we are the only people who are allowed to dive there, because this is very dangerous. You were going with a train into the mountain for 2 kilometers to the area where you can dive, and then you must go down 90 meter for the first area, for the first Sohle. I don't know what is the English word, and the end of this is 200 meter deep. I was only on 120, but my friends were down to the end, and this is dangerous. So, but they know us. They know that we are trained enough to do this, and every year we can go 2 times there to bring new knowledge from this old mine. Yeah.
What is the most interesting thing that you have seen in a mine?
Oh, everything is very interesting because the water is clear. When nobody was in there for many years, the water is clear. You are swimming there, and you see no water because it's crystal clear. And then you were going around, and you never know what you find on the next corner.
Yeah.
And then I found first help. So first, where the people come when they have a cut or something. I found a place. I don't know the English word.
Yeah, bandages.
Yeah, you found a place where the people get all this, and it was still there. It lays there like in the air. Or I was going. I found a locomotive, a small locomotive was this container, or I don't know what they say, where they bring them out, and they had no idea that this is still there. And it's really interesting to do to dive there.
Wow, it's like it must be like diving in a museum.
Yeah, it is. It is like like a time capsule, like a wreck. When you go down, you have no idea what you will find.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So, so you did your Mount Everest of dives. What do you have? What is your next set of goals? What are you looking to do in the future?
Yeah, I would like to go to the Great Lakes. I was there one time in 2012. I was diving there, the Carl D. Bradley, and some really really nice wrecks on Presque Isle. But there are some really nice wrecks I really would like to see. Really, a goal would be the Fitzgerald, but I know this is not possible to dive there. But this is still on my list. I would like there, but and also I would like to go back to the Lebanon to dive the HMS Victoria. This is a vertical wreck, and I had and it's from 1896. It went down 1896, and it's really stuck like a needle in the sand. There's no reef, nothing. This wreck was going down with full speed during a maneuver, and it was 50 meters of the wreck were in the sand. And then
Wow.
standing like a needle up.
Yeah.
It starts in around 80 meter. There were the propellers, and the bottom is 150 meter deep.
Wow.
This was so amazing. This dive, we were down to 120 meter, and you can go in, and you have a room with porcelain, and when you go to the right or left, little bit to the top of the wreck, you find all these cannons still in place.
Wow.
It looks like a Star Wars. Like, it was unbelievable. Yeah, it would be very very nice to see this wreck again, but it's not allowed. It's closed since 15 years now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Huh.
And also in the Baltic Sea, there are so many wrecks still unknown, still not dived. And I found 2 years ago I had the opportunity to dive a wreck with a Galionsfigure, 400 years old, and still everything intact.
Wow.
This is a dream to dive more of these wrecks.
Oh, I bet. I bet. It sounds amazing and enticing to go wreck diving for the audience that hasn't been able to experience wreck diving, and it truly is like diving into history. And it's an amazing opportunity and experience. So yeah. Huh. The Baltic Sea sounds amazing. I've heard many great things.
Yeah, it is, and we work together with a lot of museum and also with universities, because we dive deep, but
Yeah.
these wrecks there are not always deep. We have also a lot of new wrecks, 40, 50 meter. This is not so deep. It's okay.
No.
For technical divers, it's not so deep, but there are so many, and the museum or also the university are happy when we bring new pictures, videos, and also informations about. We found a lot of new wrecks, and we were able to find out the names, and in the end, when it was from the Second World War, we were also able to find the grandchilds of the sailors who died there. And this
Wow.
is a really we had a big exhibition in Lithuania 2 years ago, with 500,000 of visitors in 1 year.
Wow.
For a very small country, this is a lot, because we found out so many things, and make people sometimes happy when they know where their grandfathers lost their life.
Yeah.
This is really good job, good work for me, a good feeling to.
It's special. It's special to be able to bring families answers and closure for their loved ones that have lost their lives. So it's being able to give some peace back to people in a crazy world that we live in right now. So the universities that you work with, do you work with archaeologists or anthropologists? Yes. Yeah. So is there a project or anything that you're working on now to find answers to?
We always have small projects. We have now we are working with a lot of countries all over the Baltic Sea, with Sweden, with Estonia, with Lithuania, Germany, and we have a lot of wrecks now we are working on. We remove the ghost nets, and then we try to find out what we have under these nets.
Yeah.
And we take only pictures and videos, also from all the artifacts, because it's not allowed to take, and we don't do this. And then when they are interested that we bring something up, we found a lot of bells, old bells on these wrecks, and this is sometimes very interesting for the museum to have this. Then they gave us the opportunity to bring this to the surface,
bell
and
Nice.
Sometimes
Nice.
other things, but it is.
That's exciting. That's exciting. So, you, in your bio, you also you write articles. And what type of articles are your favorite to write?
Yeah, I'm often I write about the expeditions I did. At the moment, I'm writing about the Hell fleet of the Japanese fleet in the Second World War. I don't know if you know these stories. There are ships bringing soldiers from the US, from Great Britain, from Australia to Thailand to build this. I don't know the name, trail.
Yes.
Yeah, and the people who are not dying during this build of this train, they were putting back to these ships in really, really, really bad conditions, and then these ships bring them back to another part of Asia that they were killed in another way.
Yep.
And I dived Totori Maru near Thailand two times. This is one of these hell ships, and I'm now at this moment I'm writing about this history, very bad history, because nobody knows this.
No.
There were 140 ships in the Second World War who killed a lot of or were transporting a lot of people for that they killed in a very, very bad way. So this is also a story I think this must be told. So.
Yes. Not realizing or sharing history it doesn't make it go away. So yes, it's where is it going to be published?
In German. We have our German technical dive magazine, Red Notes, and X-Ray magazine also is interested in the English version. Yeah,
that is great. That is great. I know we had a meeting last night, or a Sea Sisters video call, and they were talking about being able to highlight more of what everybody is doing. So I know that they would love to be able to publish that as well for you and share it. So just keep that in mind. It's great. It's great reading for anybody that likes to dive, that has an interest in history and just learning. That I think would be a phenomenal read. So I would be excited to read it. So so I know we have a lot of viewership, but there are a lot of people that are watching these podcasts, and what I try and put into our conversation is asking the question of what you have learned and how you have come to how you have overcome issues, meaning something isn't going the right way, or there is, in English you call it a roadblock, where you have a path and that path is taking a turn. So is there anything you'd like to share inspiration wise with the membership and your experience with that?
Yeah. This is a little bit difficult. I'm very happy that in my diving career I never had some really bad accident or something like this. But I was part of this book, Close Calls. I had a story inside there about when you. I learned a lot from this story. I was really. I started my technical diving career, and when I did my first and second course, when I was finished, I was going with my trainer for a private dive, and I really was. He was like a hero, and I was really. I would like to dive with him, and I don't want to do anything wrong, and I don't want to. I would like that he think I'm on the same level.
Yes.
After this, and but from the first minute it was not like this. I was too late on the diving place. He was full equipped and was in the water, and I was go and take your equipment, and I forgot a lot of things. And then we were going in the water. I was not able to bring my fins on my feet because it was a lot of waves, and I saw he was really nerved. He was not happy, and then he was going, and I was going also, and he was turning around one time. Is everything okay? Yes, turn around because I don't want it that you see that not everything is okay. And in this moment, I would press air in my BCD, and I forgot to connect. And then I don't know. I put too much air in my dry suit. The end of the story was I was going with the fins first out of the water, and the fins were going up. But my instructor was diving. He was not turning around, and he was diving, and I was hanging there with a head down and the shoes out of the water, but it was near the land, so I could see which way I have to go to come to the land. And in the end, I had my camera. I put it down. It was falling down in 6 meters. He found it after he come back, but. In the end, people who were working there, walking down near the lake, they saw me and they rescued me. And when my instructor came out of the water, he was telling me, "You have your certification. You have to think. If situation is like this, don't go." And I learned a lot from this. Now there is all my dive buddies know I can say no in every situation. If I don't feel if the conditions are not good, if I had the feeling that this is not my time for diving, I say no. And this is really, really important. Never if people say they will come, it's not a problem, I will help you. If you don't have the feeling that you can manage this situation, this dive by your own, say no. There's no dive you cannot do on another day.
That is very true.
This
That is
is
very
this
true.
is very, very important. And this is I did this after this experience I had on this dive, and so it's my luck. I think I never had any situations or any accidents or something like this. And also the people who are in my team, because this is the first thing they have to learn. We
Yes.
do it's our life, and what we do is we do this for fun. We do this for our life is the first thing.
Yes.
The most important thing.
That is very true, and that is an amazing lesson that you have shared with everybody watching this. And we see this a lot where people are picked apart online for the way that they look in the water, for what they do, and it creates a negative feel when it comes to diving. And to your point, diving should be fun. This isn't a contest.
Yeah.
This is not who looks the best and who is the best at anything. It is supposed to be for personal enjoyment and growth. And I think what you learned speaks volumes for the type of person that you are, where you can take a situation that many of us have been in. I remember one of my first couple of dry suit dives. It was at Nubble Lighthouse in Maine, and my fins were out of the water and I was just floating along. And I'm thinking to myself, wow. And it's humbling, but you have to learn from those experiences. And
Yes.
it builds character and strength, I think. And I sounds like you think the same thing. And
Yeah.
you're right. There is no dive that is worth doing that for. You can always dive at a different day. And sometimes I think the universe steps in and says no.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's a very good lesson. Thank you for sharing. I think somebody will get something out of that. So, is there anything that we've covered a lot? We've covered how you got into diving, favorite dives, where you're going next, your writing, lessons learned. Is there anything that you would like to share with the audience, or have them come away with as we wrap this up?
I think we have. We did most of the things.
I think we did too. And as we wrap this up, this will be broadcast on Facebook and YouTube, and we will put your social media links in, so people that are interested in following along on your journey and learning from you can do so. And they can read they can read your published works and just follow along on what you're doing, because I truly think you're inspirational and you're very humble, which I think is an amazing quality.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you for doing this. I know you're very busy and you have a lot in your life to tend to. So I really appreciate you taking the time to sit with me and talk.
It was my pleasure. Thank you so much. It was so nice to meet you. I hope we can meet personally.
We
also.
will.
Would be great.
Absolutely. I'm excited about it. So thank you, Sabine, for spending the time with us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. So thank you for everybody that joined in to listen to this podcast. Sabine is obviously an amazing, charismatic individual that is humble, intelligent, and has a zest for life that is infectious. I found that during this 40-minute talk with her. I do want to impress upon those that are watching the amazing scholarships and grants that are available through the Women Divers Hall of Fame. So please follow along on the our socials, and just keep in touch with us. We love to hear from people and learn more about what they're doing. And there is one amazing podcast that I actually came across that I wanted to share, and it's So You Want to Be a Marine Biologist. There is an individual named Kara that is broadcasting this, and I've been listening to some of these podcasts, and they're amazing. So if you have a moment, check out that in addition to next month's podcast with the Women Divers Hall of Fame celebrating 25 years of amazingness. Thank you again and have a good evening.